We've seen in the Sunday Telegraph reported today, Annalise Nielsen, that the Otis group, Joel Fitzgibbon and those pro-coal Labor MPs had dinner on Friday night, so it's been resurrected by the looks of it.
It has indeed, and it seems like this is the easing restrictions. The first thing they wanted to do was get back to talking about some of those key policies, and it is going to be putting pressure on Anthony Albanese. But it's the same, by the same token, it's the same discussion we heard from the Labor Party at the last Otis dinner when that was revealed, where they were saying, look, this is pretty normal in any political party. You get together with the people who are more politically aligned along your lines. It goes to that point that Tom was just making. Is that going to be undermining Anthony Albanese's leadership? Is it going to be putting pressure on that? Because he did so well during the bushfires. Now it is that question of how you deal with the government really having so much authority through the coronavirus crisis. So it's not unusual, but it's certainly being noticed. Yeah,
that's a good point, Tom. It isn't unusual, but I guess the fact that Anthony Albanese did... Well, he was annoyed by it in the first instance because it was a bit clumsy. They gave it a name. They emailed a National Party staffer as part of all of that. But I guess the other thing that's looming for Anthony Albanese is the Eden-Monaro by-election, only a couple of weeks away now. And that, for him, I think there's a lot at stake for him there.
There is a lot at stake. Look, this is a normal dinner in the sense the right have dinner, the left have dinner and so on. Right now, I don't think it's normal times for Anthony Albanese. He's got to win this by-election to avoid some form of trouble. If he loses the by-election, I think the jungle drums will begin to beat quite legitimately, quite earnestly as well. Yes, you can look at COVID-19 right now and say, well, this completely blows out any sense of politics in the norm. Look at Scott Morrison's popularity and, you know, no one thinks this lasts until the next election, the popularity of the Prime Minister right now. But at the same time, you've got an electorate that was also smashed by the bushfires and a lot of people still yet to be able to rebuild from all that and still unhappy. So there's plenty to tap into for Labor, and we know this is the history of by-elections, that governments just don't win them. So there are high stakes for Anthony Albanese. What's been highlighted as well, some of the concerns within the so-called Otis group is priorities, that even in the past month or so, there's been a strong focus from the Labor leader on social media, on climate issues. That's not to say that they won't be raised at all, and everyone understands this is going to be an issue Labor does bring up at the next election. But should that right now actually be a priority? Is that the sort of area they want to have demarcation on right now, given what's happening and everybody's focus on COVID-19 at the health initially element and now on rebuilding the economy? So it is high stakes for Anthony Albanese, and I think he's going to increasingly realise that.